Jai Hind everyone. Welcome back to our second episode with Jini Gupta, where we will be interacting with her about her medical life. Welcome, Jini.
Good evening, sir.
So, would you like to tell us when and how did you got admission in AIMS Guwahati?
Sir, I got admission into AIMS Guwahati on 1st of August 2023, and I had got admission because I had cleared NEET 2023.
What did you expect from MBBS life? How would it be? What all have you thought about what you will be doing during MBBS after joining, and what is the current situation?
And sir, before joining into MBBS, I really thought of medical colleges to be just about studying. But when I joined it, I have really seen that like not only students but even our faculty members are indulged in other activities, like some are into music, some are into sports, and I actually like this environment since initially I did not have any plan of joining, like, or joining or any or following even any hobbies of dancing here. But now, since I have seen that it is very common in medical colleges, so I have been actively participating in many of the events.
Did you ever feel uncomfortable, or how will I match up with those medical students who are already been admitted there?
I usually felt like this. It was more in the first year. Actually, in the first year, it was like a very big jump for me in mostly in the way I used to study. Beforehand, I did not really used to like keep in mind the facts or things like that. But later on in MBBS, I have seen that we need to memorize many ranges, many like many numerical terms and full forms, like any many things like that. I have been always been bad in memorizing, so I really face difficulties in that part. But as I have reached fifth semester, I have I figured it out that with multiple revisions and even discussing the topics, uh, mostly in clinical postings or in even classes with the teachers, it really helps us to memorize those facts also.
So, since 1st of August, was it your first day in the class itself?
No, sir. Actually, we got admitted on 1st of August, and our classes were starting on 1st of September. It was a 1 month gap. At that time, just 2 to 3 days before our class were starting, we were told to join our hostels.
And how was that 1 month period? Wasn't you facing a bit anxiety, apprehension? How will it be? What all was going on in your mind?
Sir, actually, I was very fascinated. I was very curious also. I did not feel such anxious at that time, but I was always thinking of like how would be the medical branches be, like would it be same to human physiology that we started in class 12th? So I always had that kind of questions. And but there was a fact that I was also a bit of nervous that will I be able to study those like very fat books. But now but now it feels all normal. I think before joining MBBS, I was never exposed to such environment and study patterns, so I was really fascinated.
And when you saw for the first time that you have been selected or you have been allotted AIMS Guwahati, the home city branch, what was your reaction? What was your parents' reaction? What was your family members' reaction? How did what were the things going on in family?
So at that time, I was actually like very, very happy. Like actually our results were announced during the night time at around 10 p.m. And uh, actually on the result day itself, I at least got to know that okay, with these marks I can get into AIMS Guwahati. So yeah, after counseling, when it was all confirmed, I was really happy with it, and my parents were also really proud of it. And I was happy of the fact that I could make my parents proud. Like, I always thought that before it, I have never made them such proud, and like there was always such kind of questions on my head. But on that day, I could like sense that feeling. And uh, also, it was something I was really looking up to in my preparatory stage.
So your classes commenced on the 1st of September. So probably before that you might have gained entry into hostel also. So what was your how was your first meeting with your batchmates?
The first meeting was actually really good with all of them. Even though I had not met all the girls, because our counseling process is very long and some students get admitted very late. So I met around 4 to 5 of them, and the first meetings were all really great. My parents also interacted with them since it was my first time in hostel. So my mother was a bit nervous if I could like stay alone like for the first time, because because before hostel I never really used to like stay even at my cousin's home without my mother. So like it was really a very big change for me. But I was not very homesick at that time, because I think I was prepared beforehand, like during need only, that from next year I need to stay like outside my home also. So, and I had also started coming out from my comfort zone during the preparation phase, so it was not very hard for me in the first few months.
After joining hostel, wasn't there any homesickness?
Uh, so initially, when I used to like catch up with my friends, my hostel mates, actually, there was not much of homesickness. Even though in between I really used to I used to go through it, but later on I could like manage all of it. But later, when I have been going through the semesters and things like that, I have seen like the social environment of colleges are not that great. So उल्टा अभी मुझे थोड़ा होम सिकनेस फील होता है. ऐसा लगता है मतलब थोड़ा थोड़ा मतलब एक्सक्लूडेड और आउट ऑफ प्लेस जैसा फील होता है ऐसा.
Okay. So how was your first year?
My first year was really hectic. Like, actually, I really found it hectic and tough, because at that time our classes were till 4:45, and now it has been reduced to 4 actually. And we used to have like continuous classes and then dissection, then practicals, and also we used to have many lots of seminars at that time. I was very new to the concept of seminars. Actually, in my school days, I have never uh, participated in any seminar, or I have not even seen anybody giving a seminar. So it was very new to me. But I think because of the seminars thing, I gained some confidence in public speaking. Like, initially, I was very hesitant of it, but later, when I've seen my classmates doing it, and I really felt that like they are also of my same, like we are colleagues, so if they can do it, then why can't I do it? So I have gained confidence in such a way. And I always appreciate my first year, because the first year subjects were something which really fascinated me, since before that I was not at all a medical student. So especially when I learned physiology, I get to know many things about our body. So I was really fascinated by that subject.
As every other doctor says, boasts about his or her first day of MBBS. So, what is your reaction, especially that one moment which has been replicated on? Have you seen that movie, Munna Bhai MBBS?
Yes, sir.
So, it has been replicated. What is your reaction, or what would you like to comment on that?
Sir, I think like as said in the movies, it is not that like cinematic or not filmy. It is kind of a normal class. Just the difference is that all our teachers didn't teach us anything and they just took our introduction. So, and also I got to meet on that day. Like beforehand, I didn't know any of the boy classmates on any of the male classmates. So on that day, I actually got to know that, oh, our batch has so many students. So I was really fascinated by the amount of students actually, and the lecture hall was also very bigger. So I was fascinated by all those things. And before that, actually, I have not seen projectors in classes and all those digital smart board things. So I was also fascinated by those. And the lecture theater was also, that also felt like a movie theater. Like it was a different experience.
How do you describe any other normal day of a medical college, which medical phases or practices?
So if I have to say with my own personal experience, then my normal day usually starts at waking up, then getting ready for the classes, then attending first two lectures, and then having breakfast and 3 hours of clinical posting, and then again lunch, practicals, and after that, after practicals, usually I immediately go to the library, since if I go to the room after classes, then I will just sleep and wake up midnight. So I usually used to do the revision part in the library itself, so that when I come back to hostel, I just have no more like tension going on in my head that I need to revise the classes, and I can really enjoy my dinner, my family time, like calling my mom and other friends and other leisure also.
So, apart from the studies which are going on in classes, how far you do revise, or how many hours a day you study?
Uh, I used to study around 3 to 4 hours a day, and sometimes it exists the amount, and it really depends on, like, if we are near an exam, then I used to study more, and if it is just a normal day or after exams, then sometimes I used to like I and there are also some days when I didn't get time to study because of my other dance practices or other competitions where I have participated. But I try to maintain that flow. Like I try to maintain that in this week, at least I need to revise the topics at least once, like what have been taught.
And if asked, how was your complete first year? What would you say?
My complete first year was actually very different in both the semesters, in the first and second semester. In the first semester, honestly, I couldn't figure out any of the subjects very nicely. Even though I used to study the book, I didn't used to remember anything. I couldn't write anything in the exams and score low marks. But when I appeared for the first sem exam, I actually got to know about the exam patterns, and from second sem I started like revising in the appropriate manner, and actually I started like knowing like how to get upon the topics actually. And for other aspects, if I see them in the first year, in the first semester, actually I was more involved in other extracurricular activities, but since my studies had gone very poor, so in the second semester I avoided those.
After clearing first year, uh, when you entered second year, what was your mindset? What was your feeling?
When I entered second year, actually I was actually I had many things at that time. the first thing is to become healthy. At that time, I have gained very much of weight. I think because of stress eating, but I really thought that this time I should not do it anymore. Even if an exam is appearing, I need to eat healthy, not junk food at all times. And also, I made up my mindset to study every day, bit by bit, not to study everything at the last moment. And then I also tried to find a balance between my studies and extracurricular activities. And yes, those were the things which I actually had in mind before starting second year. And I was also fascinated about clinical postings.
And is the schedule same of second year as of first year?
No sir, it is most of the parts are like completely different. Actually, in first year, I did not maintain a good sleep cycle. I used to sleep in the daytime, then study in the nighttime. And due to this reason, I used to miss many of the classes, and my attendance was also low at some point. But in second year, I have managed it, and and due to this very small habit, I have actually boosted my attendance in the second year.
When you joined second year, what was that different from first year?
In second year, I have seen that the professors have become a bit lenient than the first years. Like I think the first year professors were more like our school teachers. They were really but they were really good. They used to like teach us every moment. They didn't used to waste even a single minute. But now I have seen that the professors are friendly to us, and not at all the times they are scolding at us. And I have also seen that in second year I have learned many clinical things. In first year I didn't used to know anything about like clinics actually. And even when somebody asks me a medical question, I was always like hesitant to answer, or I have never seen such a scenario before. I was like that. But in second year, mostly due to clinical postings, I have learned many things. And I think that some things are never learned from textbooks alone, and it is purely based on observation.
What is clinical posting and which clinical posting are you undergoing as of now?
Sir, I am undergoing psychiatry now.
What is clinical posting?
Uh, by clinical posting, I mean that the clinical branches and the postings we have in the OPD, by seeing patients or taking their histories, and also sometimes conducting their general examination.
So, did you till now did you get any help from any of your senior, any mentor?
Uh, Sir, seniors, I didn't get direct help from them, but whenever they were presenting histories, I used to like note the differences, like the different ways they are presenting, or even the different um, aspects or the different questions they have been asking the patients. The way they are asking, the way they are just going to the diagnosis, I have learned it from them. And from mentors also, yes, the professors also really teach us in what diseases, what questions we should actually ask of. And even they scold us for some irrelevant questions that we usually tend to ask. And yes, like it is like all the branches have taught something or the other.
Were there any teacher, mentor, senior, professor, or for that matter, any incident which has really inspired you or guided you in any important way?
um I think I was guided by professors in almost all the clinical branches, but most of the times I think I have seen it in OBG. I think the reason is because in OBG we are having like posting for longer days, like for 1 month, and even sometimes more than that. So yes, I have like learned many things from their professors and also the other professors also, but usually we are having other postings for 1 or 2 weeks. So yes.
Uh, looking back of uh, looking back amongst your 5 semester, what do you think? What have been your happiest or most memorable moment in this medical college?
uh, Most memorable moment will be uh, I think the third semester, where we were told by our seniors that it is the golden period, we can do whatever you want, things like that. uh, Actually at that time I knew like in the first year I was having no experience, but this time I was having a bit of experience. And then um I was also not new to this place, so I could handle things a bit better this time. And also we were given single rooms, so yes, it was a memorable time. I had like at that moment actually I have enjoyed many days, many weekends.
So when you didn't join MBBS or medical college, then what was your perception and how did it change after joining medical college?
Sir, before joining medical college, I think I was not much empathetic at that time. And of course, by knowledge and skills, I was not at all like knowledgeable at that moment. But if I have to say in other aspects, then yes, after joining medical colleges, I have developed a better sense of understanding others, mostly patients. And I have also developed a sense of empathy, like not only distressing ourselves, but also thinking from their point of views. So, and actually, I have also understood the importance of health, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. I think before joining medical college, I didn't used to think of health as such a big, like, health plays such a big role in our lives.
And what about your perception for medical profession? Is it still
For
same?
medical profession, um, so for medical profession, before also joining the college, I had much respect to them. And even now also, I think my respect has increased in some points, because initially I did not know that they were exposed to such like long working hours. But now as I have seen very long working hours, no leaves, I like my respect has really gone up.
What are those some biggest challenges which you have faced or are still facing? Whether may it be dealing with studies, academics, emotions, social life, or for that matter, personal.
So initially in the first year when I was suffering in my academics, but later on when I developed my study routine, it really got into a good position as of now. But if I have to say, in building friendships there, I have been struggling even till date. So yes.
So probably you might not have seen that web series, Operation MBBS.
Oh no, sir.
I would recommend. Fun. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, that teaches us we need to have good friends while doing undergoing MBBS also. As you said, you have been always interested in cultural activities, extracurricular activities. So, do you think it hampers your academics or curricular or studies?
Initially, I used to think that it hampers my studies, but actually, we can manage both if we like divide our times according to the also according to our priorities. Like if we are having an exam, that then we can always like indulge more into studies and keep aside like these activities for a bit of time. And then now in this period, since our fest is approaching, then so I have been more into cultural activities now as compared to studies. But of course I am trying to maintain both.
So, while maintaining, don't you feel that you are being burnt out or depressed when it comes to studies?
Yes, sir. Many of the times it really happens to me. Like I really get overwhelmed by many works. Like whenever after coming from library, I used to do some other creative stuff. Then I really used to think, like next day again, I have to wake up in the morning and go to the same class, then like continue the same schedule. It really gets boring many of the times actually. But at that moment, I actually do not force myself into doing something, and I usually take breaks
How do
by
you feel?
watching movies or even talking to friends.
How do you feel when you come to know or hear stories from other medical colleges like RG Institute Medical College? So, how do you feel?
So after hearing that incident, I was really like I was not really feeling good. And actually I feel that uh, like medical professionals, like actually not medical professionals only, all the people of our society should be protected from such acts. And I really feel uh, that she was just doing her duty, which is such a noble profession. She was helping other patients. She was even on such long hours of duty, but still, like she had to face such acts of crime. And I was actually very sad knowing that. And I think that hospital authorities should increase security, like facilities. And I also feel that the government also should take such incidents seriously, like more seriously. And like I have seen that the government has not reacted to it in a proper way. So I really feel that it should be done.
While you people are being going to clinical postings and seeing, examining patients, asking them history, so you might have assessed many patients. Can you enumerate some moment or some such incident which still remember you very well, or you may never ever forget?
Uh, this incident was actually of my surgery posting, where a lady came to the OPD with a breast lump actually. And after examination, uh, our professor told us and even that lady that there are chances of having breast cancer. Actually, initially she was having in mind that it was just a normal or benign lump and it will be just excised and things like that. But when she got to know about the word cancer, she really freaked out. And I don't say that she was acting like she was overacting or something like that, because obviously anybody in her position will freak out. So at that point I was actually very astonished. Like I won't say astonished, but like I was really curious because she was not at all very old. She was in her early 30s. So I really think that yes, the modern society has actually, I think, has some great impact in our health. And by her history also, I have seen that she had a sedentary lifestyle and she was constantly under work pressure and things like that. So I really think that this generation, not only this generation, even I would rather say, like, the people who are working at this point of time are really prioritizing their work culture more than their own personal health, and I think that should change.
Right. So you mean to say sedentary lifestyle needs to be modified.
Yes, sir.
So when you go for clinical postings, may it be in OPD or on wards, so what is your outfit and why is it so much emphasized that you should be informals while assessing or examining a patient?
Sir, usually whenever we go to clinical postings, we used to wear formals, Indian formals like kurta and then pant like that, and then along with the apron. I think it also plays a very vital role in clinical setting, because whenever whenever a patient interacts with me, like not even a proper interaction, whenever I'm going to the hospital, in the way also some patients meet me and then they ask like which department is this, like when do I need to go. Whenever they see me in such a dressing, they always used to like treat me with respect, dignity, like, and they used to call me ma'am. And whenever like some other classmate who is coming in casual wear, they don't really see them as like medical students, or like they otherwise take them as normal laymen. So, and I think that's not their fault as well, because how can we differentiate a medical professional from others just by looking at their face? Actually, we should behave or act like one, and we should be in formals, we should be like having some decency in front of the public. And also, I feel that the way we dress shows shows like our a bit of our personality. So I really think it is really important.
So what are your expectations from coming year of MBBS training?
My expectations are to gain clinical skills and also to gain a lot of knowledge. And I would also say I really want to gain the skill of just interacting with patients, because I have seen like some doctors are so famous among the patients, like the patients are always like अरे ये डॉक्टर तो बहुत अच्छा से behave करता है, मुझे तो इसके पास ही जाना है, ऐसा वाला. So I really want to like get that skill of like interacting with the patient more. And I have also faced such patients who just lie to us in front of our face during history taking, and then when their favorite doctor comes, they just speak the truth. So I really want to like have such interaction.
Fine. And when are you expecting your final exams?
About final year, my exams will be at around, I think, February or March month in the year 2028.
Wish you best luck for your final exams, and also wish that you pass your final MBBS with joy and grateful colors. With this, we would like to say Jai.